spirited practice today? Is that what you guys needed to kind of bounce back from last night?
Yeah, just like get back to hard work and like do all the simple things hard and how it's supposed to be.
When you got up this morning, we thought of what we had to do today. What was on your mind?
I don't know, just get to practice and work hard.
How's the room? How's the mood? How's the spirit? How are people feeling about it?
I mean, obviously we're not happy with our last couple of games, and we know what we need to do better. So it's got a good, tough but good meeting today, the whole team. So we just gotta learn from it, learn from these games, and obviously be better.
When you say tough, in terms of just direct, tough, hard language, or what made it tough?
I mean, that's with the guys in the room. That's our thing. So it's just stuff what we can do better.
When you do the math, Petey, to get to maybe 95 points, that might be the playoff bar. That's pretty daunting. How do you approach that on a daily basis, not to look too far ahead from what you guys need to accomplish here?
Yeah, obviously we are in the situation we are in now, but we can't focus too much ahead. We can only live in the moment and what's next, and that's again tomorrow. So yeah, obviously it's a pretty steep hill to climb, but I mean, we'll do our best.
Only 3 block shots last night by you guys, not by the forwards. Was that, when you see that post game, is that a number that stood out to you as well?
Yeah, obviously that has to be up, or it's just, I don't know, just got to be better.
No, it was just about, there's things that I thought that I could do better, and that it's on me. And the bottom line is, it's on me if they're not doing what I want them to do. So, wanted to make sure that in the meeting and in the video that we showed today that they understand what I want them to do, and then it's like I said, it's on me to implement that. If they don't, then I got to make them find a way to do it. I always used to tell people, the coach's job is to find the Achilles heel of the player. So in other words, if it's a kick in the butt or a pat on the back or taking ice time away, or in the older days taking money away, I mean, it was my job to find out what makes them tick and what can go, and maybe sometimes I've let that slide a little bit and just go back to the well a little too often. So it's up to me to make these guys more accountable.
How's the team's spirit, if you will?
Well, I mean, they had a feisty practice, I thought. So, I mean, I think the hope, the spirit is determination and not type of scenario. So we'll see tomorrow.
You were blunt with us last night. I presume you were even more direct when you talked to the players. And you've also talked in the past how you kind of, at times you might tear them down, but then you have to build them back up.
That's your job, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How fine is that line? Like, how difficult is that to do, to be tough and hold them accountable, yet build them up so they believe they can?
Well, it's not tough to build them back up. It's a little bit tougher to center people out in front of a group. Nobody likes to have that happen. But I mean, it's every night it's my job to, or at least partially my job to get them ready, and there's always self-preparation, but it's my job to make sure to make them believe that they can win the game. Because if you don't believe you can win the game, you can never win the game. So I mean, so that's basically it. I mean, we just got to find ways. The last 3 games, for example, our first periods we haven't allowed a goal in the last 3 games. We're up 2-0, but we're outscored 9-1 in the second. So that consistency. And then in the third, it's been 2-2 again. So we got to find a way, and this has been, part of our problem as a group, coaching and players, is to not get too excited when we're winning, and not to get too down, and keep doing the same thing on a consistent basis. If that makes any sense, I don't know if it does.
Bruce, what have you seen in Will Lockwood that you like, and what would you still like to see in his maturation?
Well, I think he's always been, since he's been up, a 4th line guy, and it's tough to score goals quite frankly, in that position. But I mean, he's got great speed, great tenacity. For a not overly big guy, he hits really hard, and it would, if you give him enough ice time, I think, and like he's gotten in the American League this year, a chance to score some goals. It builds to your confidence, and I think it would build to his too.
Would he have a PK element in terms of?
Well, we played
rally
him.
out
We
game?
played him yesterday on the one. We didn't get a chance to play him on the second one, but he was up and ready to go. But I watched that PK that he was on this morning and thought he did a very good job.
The 3 blocks last night obviously stood out on the score sheet, and a couple of these games recently really haven't had much in the third when it seemed like maybe the team would come out and press. Are you convinced that this team is willing to do the little things that it has to win?
Well, I hope so. I mean, if I start believing that they're not willing to do the things, then I'm losing my belief in the players, and I don't ever do that.